Hi, everyone. You know it's that time. Welcome to our STEMsation Spotlight. We have an amazing STEMsational guest today. We have Dr. Tiara Moore. Hey, Dr. Tiara.
Hello.
Hey, okay. Hold on. I got to get my little spiel. So hold on 1 second. Okay. Hi, for all those that are joining us, if you have not seen one of our spotlights, it is called STEMsation Spotlight. I am Nikisha Washington, CEO and founder of Knowledge and Enterprises, where we inspire and encourage girls to have confidence, character, and class as they become our future leaders. We want them to become our future STEM leaders, but just in case they don't go into STEM fields, we definitely want to equip them and empower them with the skills and tools necessary to become our leaders. And so what we've done is we created this term, STEMsation, because we feel that the people and the women and the girls that are going into STEM, they are not just, regular STEM, that old saying you used to see with the goggles, the pocket protectors. Oh, no, they STEMsations, babies. Let me tell you. So what is a STEMstation? Thank you for asking. It is a woman of color in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math who are skyrocketing to their highest potential as they become trailblazers, but they're doing it with style and grace. And so I'd like to introduce our STEMstation for this week. If you have not read her article, I will put her article link in the comments. But please read her article because, just to see her pictures with her in that mud in Costa Rica, I'm like, oh, she is fabulous. So I would like to welcome you guys to and introduce you to Dr. Did y'all hear me? Dr. Tiara Moore. She wants y'all to know that. So just in case you didn't catch it, Dr. Tiara Moore, welcome.
Hello. Hey.
I think she popping. Look at that face. She came ready. Look at her. Yes. Sorry, I had to get the Wi-Fi stuff together. All right, Dr. Tiara Moore, please tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us who inspired you to become a STEMsation and what led you up into this particular where you are now. So give us a little bit.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Nikisha, for inviting me for that great introduction. I am originally from Greenwood, South Carolina, so a little small town. I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but we moved. Okay. Philly. But we moved when I was about 2 years old, and so we moved to Greenwood, and so I went to high school there, and I also went to undergrad in South Carolina. I went to Winthrop University and I majored in biology. And during my time at Winthrop, actually I was pre-med and I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician. So I came from, a large family and had grown up basically babysitting and taking care of kids. And so I thought,
them big families, boy. Yes.
So that's what I thought I wanted to do, but then I realized rather quickly that that's not what I wanted to do. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But I was still, in school in biology, and I didn't really want to change my degree because I had spent so much time, working and doing that. And so I was thinking dang, what else, what can I do in biology? And so, there was this random class called tropical ecology. And the only reason I signed up for this class is because they were going to Costa Rica for spring break. And so I was like, definitely I'll go for this free trip. I'll go and, check it out and see what this is about. And so, I went to Costa Rica and we were there on a boat collecting water samples and doing all these great activities. And I was just like, oh, this is a real job. This is a thing that people do. And they're like, yeah, this is marine science. This is a whole field. And so I came back from that trip and I was literally about to be graduating in May. So I found a grad school that was still, accepting applications around that time. And I knew that I wanted to go, to a historically Black college or university at HBCU for my master's. And so I looked at the different programs and I found that, I could still apply to Hampton University in Virginia.
Hampton. Hampton. I'm sorry. I was ready. Was filling out my financial aid papers and stuff, but then life called and I found out I was having my son. So I didn't. Hampton has a special place in my heart. So yes, when you said that, sorry, I had to jump in.
Oh no. Great. Great time in Hampton. And so so I wrote, I applied and I wrote in my personal statement, like, I had took this one class in marine science, but I really this is what I want to do. Please accept me. Please give me a chance. And they did. And so I was accepted to Hampton to go and do my master's of science in biology. And so I went there, I found an advisor, this great guy named Dr. Benjamin Suker. And so he got me involved in doing research in the Chesapeake Bay, trying to understand water quality and different things that were going on with nutrient pollution in Chesapeake Bay. And so, so after that, I finished that master's program and I decided that, okay, I want to keep doing this. I want to go and get my PhD. And so in the transition of that, I had got
you said that just so casually. Yeah, I'm going to go get my PhD. Why not? Only 1% of the population has a PhD. And she's like, yeah, I'll go get it. Like it's nothing.
Because I had a great experience at Hampton. I really felt confident. I've been going to these conferences where I was meeting PhDs, where I was presenting my research, at a national scale. And so, I was like, all right, let's do that. And then, the mentorship that I had with Dr. Suker, he really supported me, helped me with the application process and things like that. And so, and then, like I said, there was some other research projects and things that I had done after Hampton. So I ended up going on a research trip to Bali, Indonesia, where I was able to go on this scuba diving trip. We were doing aquatic diving, trying to assess the biodiversity of the coral reefs there. And so it was for 2 months. I was literally diving 3 times a day, doing research. And then there was some other, and so that was just a really exciting experience. And then so after that,
Jesus.
So I applied to a program originally in Virginia, to a school in Virginia. And so I got accepted there and I started my PhD there, and it was in oceanography. And so that program actually wasn't a good fit for me. It was a lot that was going on, a lot that was happening in that program. And so I actually left. Didn't finish at that program, and I went to UCLA. So I was able to just really, there are so many things about this my transition from that one school to UCLA is just it brings up so much because it was a lot. But basically, I was in a position to where I was able to apply to UCLA with someone that I had worked with. I had met in Indonesia during that project. And, she had remembered me. She worked with me before. And so, I applied to UCLA. I got accepted at UCLA. And then so I did my PhD there, and I just graduated in June.
Congratulations, Dr. Tiara. Yes. I would like to just say to our viewers, please tune in and please say hi and leave questions, because we want it to be as interactive as possible. So if you're watching, just let us know that you're out there. Ask Dr. Tiara any questions. I mean, when I saw the video of her in mud and in Costa Rica talking about I'm a marine biologist and I want to do this, and I'm like, and I was like, and she Black, you don't see that often. So that's why I wanted to spotlight all these STEMsations. When I say you're a trailblazer, that's not too many people out there that's doing what you're doing. I'm sure in your classes and your research, have you seen a lot of Black women or women of color in the fields, or are you an anomaly? What is it?
So you know what? I feel like I have been lucky in that manner. So one of my really good friends, Camille, she actually graduated with me, and so she's a marine scientist as well. So we had 2 Black marine scientists graduate from UCLA at the same time, walked across the stage at the same time. So I've been lucky in that, and I actually met her at Hampton, and so I think that was just I was super appreciative to have her in that space. But I think you are correct. It isn't a lot of us at all. And so I think when, the fact that I was able to find, the friendship in Camille was so great. And so we latched on each other. And
we like, sister, yes.
Yes, yes, girl.
So that's I'm glad you guys had each other because that's not usual.
So that was definitely a great support system having her and the program with me. And so then we also had women of color, at Hampton. So there's a Black marine scientist that's actually the chair of the Department of Marine Science. Dr. Deidre Gibson. So that's that was a really, so I think, like being placed at, so leaving Winthrop is a PWI. So leaving that space, there wasn't a lot of Black women of color in marine science and at all, really. But again, like I said, since I had that experience in Costa Rica, it superseded all of that because I was used to being, I guess, in those spaces, being in South Carolina. Like honestly, like I was always being, in high school, I was like, the only Black girl on the softball team or something like that. And then we got, one more, and like, oh yeah, it's 2 of us. And then there's another. Oh, it's 3.
Now one of y'all cousins. Right. Like, no, we're not kin, but we are cousins.
Right. I also played like tennis, so I was like the only Black girl who's like out here playing like so just random things. So that wasn't what like scared me or anything. It was this was cool. Like I really want to do this. So how do I do it? And then going to Hampton, I was able to really be received well and like have those women of color there, and Dr. Gibson and Camille. And then so moving out away from the HBCU though, that definitely has changed. There is not a lot of women of color that I see that I interact with on the daily. And so yeah, that can be hard sometimes. That can be like oh, I want to like
okay.
So yeah, but I think trying to be more vocal, trying to remain who I am, trying to do things like this, be on panels where we talk about increasing diversity, talking about how we can bring people in, because there is a lot of diversity efforts, but definitely not enough inclusion efforts, and I think that's what we have to do more of.
Yes. Now, what do you like most about your career?
So I would definitely say traveling, which is I really have had the opportunity to go.
Said Bali, Indonesia, Costa Rica. I'm like, these are all on my bucket list, and you're going for like research and different stuff.
Yeah, so it's a really awesome so I had the trip to like Costa Rica, like I said, the Bali. Then I went to Moorea, French Polynesia, which is the sister island to Tahiti. I was there for 2 months. And I got to present in like places like Spain and Puerto Rico and Hawaii. And so, I really have had the opportunity to like travel and go to some really cool places to either do research, conduct research. So I'm staying there for a longer period of time, like either 1, 2, 3 months, or I'm going there for like a conference where I'm able to, present my work and network. And at conferences is actually where I have done a lot of networking and have received like a lot of different opportunities.
All right. I put on here from your article, I have the ability to literally ask a question, go collect samples, bring them to my lab and answer it. Like, that is amazing. Like, I don't know, Tiffany feels that, say, okay, I'm not wondering about this. And then I'm going to go get it. Like, that is amazing.
Right. It's so cool. It's just like literally like, I can think about something like, oh, I wonder what this is about, or what will this do, or how will this affect this, or how is humans messing this up? And then I can just go out.
We will mess stuff up.
Yes, we are. But so I can think about those questions, and it doesn't just have to stay a question. I have the resources to go out, collect those samples, like I'm saying, and then run a series of tests, and then boom, I have an answer, and then I can share it with everyone else. So if they have this same question, let's just Google it, and then here's the answer right there available because we did that research. And so
that's awesome. So Denise Evans, who's my mom, always watches, so she says hello. So hey, mommy. Hey, viewers. So guys, please let us know that you're here. Please share this out to your page. Share so we can get more eyes on this amazing STEMsation, because what she's doing is groundbreaking, and just I love her story. So please also just say hi to us. Let us know that you're here and leave us questions. All right, because look, Dr. Tiara's lipstick is popping. And talk to some people, so come on, because it is popping. Yes. All right, so we always have, what people have about what they love about their career and their journey. If there's something you can change, what would you change?
So, I think we've hit on this a little bit, but it's definitely, the diversity. And I think, again, I try to, think about this in a way that, makes sense and that it actually happened. And so it goes back to what I was talking about, this inclusion. So we have, this field, it's like this amazing field of, marine science, environmental science, science in general, nature, just people going outside. And there is, not a lot of diversity, and it's just that simple. You don't see a lot of brown people, in these particular jobs, in these particular fields, and it's not because we don't want to be there. And I think that's the most important thing, and I think that's maybe sometimes what's missed when you just bring, a group of people in, like, oh, minority scholarship, hey, everybody come in, yeah. But then, you leave these people there to die.
Yeah, you don't support them, check on them. You just like, hey, you there, sink or swim. And it's like, hello, I got a question.
What happened to the diversity people? Where did y'all go? Come back.
See, you're funny, huh?
Wow.
Okay.
So it's just like, what's happening? So I think like that's the disconnect, because like you are bringing, you bring people into a space that was not made for them, and I think that's what has to be, we have to be real with that. You're bringing people into a space that was not made for us to exist there. And somehow you think that just putting us in this space is enough.
Man, that reminds me of the Brown versus Board of Education with the whole, we're going to integrate the schools. But like they said, when they put the Black kids into the white schools, the money didn't follow. If they would have put the white kids into the Black schools, the money would have followed. So now you're taking someone out of their environment, putting them in there and like succeed, and you're not supporting them, you're not giving them services. And then you're having the Black schools and structures deteriorate over time, not get the same resources. So you're talking about something that's like, whoo, we can talk about this all night. It's just amazing how they think just by, well, we give you the opportunity. Like, yeah, but come on, man. Like, this is not for me. Like, you don't even, just different stuff. Like, I think about when my daughter went to swim class, and they were like, okay, put the swim cap on. And I'm like, do you not see all these braids and these puffs? And like, this little baby, where's the African-American swim cap that can hold all this in there? Because our hair don't lay down like that, And they were like, oh. Then one time she got in trouble because I had put conditioner on her hair, and it started leaking in the pool. And they're like, oh my God, she threw up. I'm like, no, it's just conditioner. I mean, they cleared the pool. I felt like we were back in the 60s. I was like, oh my gosh, no. And it's like, come on now. And that's what brings me to what you said here. And I wanted to bring that up. The amount of diversity, or just the stigma that Black people don't swim, or that you even need to know how to swim to be a marine scientist. Believe me, I thought you needed to know how to swim. I would just assume you out here by the ocean, I'm gonna need you to know how to swim. But please talk about that.
So everything that you do for yourself is a tool, but you don't have to do anything. You can have a dream, but you don't have to know how to swim. And I think that's funny. But I feel like as a Black marine scientist, though, that's the immediate question that's followed. Oh, you know how to swim? Or you what? I don't feel like, when someone else says they're a marine scientist, the follow-up question is, oh, hey,
you know how to swim. Right.
They don't, like that. That's the thing.
Well, you know how to swim. It's just understood.
It's like, it's not a question for someone else who's not me. It's not, like, what? You're a marine? What? And you like what you don't like, because you can pay anyone for anyone. Like my first, set of samples, for my master's, I wasn't a scuba diver. It wasn't that I didn't know how to swim. I wasn't a diver. And so
it's different.
We hired someone to get the samples for us. You can pay anyone to do anything. So is it a better tool for you? So now once I did learn how to dive for myself, then I was able to go and collect my own samples, and I didn't have to pay someone. So that's the difference. It's just a tool, but it's not required. And it's not necessary.
Well, you have a Jasmine working on it. She says, hey, LS, I think that's Lion's sister, right?
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Jess.
Yes. Thank you, guys. And I didn't know you were such a character. You had me cracking up talking about you just gonna leave me. What are diversity people? I mean,
they go Missy.
If you have a question, I'll call me. And they looking at your phone like, no, we're not going to answer. We're just going to, you'll figure it out. And it's crazy. Because I remember going in for electrical engineering. And you know, that like the minority engineer program and all this. And then like after a while, you got kind of looking around, like you said, like, well, where is everybody? Well, come to our office. Did you give me your office? And I'm like, where? Oh, okay. And then I get there, no one's ever there. So it just became like, check on me. You know, like, you know your schedule. You know what you got going on. Check on me sometimes. So.
And you also know you brought me here.
Yeah. 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 So you kind of touched on this. And now it just even, I didn't think about this, but how do you combat the stigma of being a woman of color in STEM? And not just STEM, marine science, because you just said it like they just automatically assume that you can't swim, or, you know, or they're shocked that you can't swim, like, oh my God, you know. So talk a little bit more. How do you handle those situations? And then like also the microaggressions, you know, when people like do stuff, say a little something, you like, okay, really say what did I really hear it? You know, like, how do you do that and still stay professional? So let us know.
Wow, that was a lot. So yeah, I mean, I think when you asked, in the article, I was like, what stigma? What is she talking about? But I think that you have to be, I don't know, like a certain way or some certain type of scientist. And I think, I mean, you could tell, everyone could tell, you know, I am me. And I felt like I had strived to be me, you know.
You definitely are you.
just throughout. And I think that came with the realization, like I said before, once you realize that the space wasn't made for you, doesn't matter how you come in, like what's a timid versus a boisterous if nobody wanted you there. Like, that's really, you know, that's really a thing. And so I think for me, and that does come, you know, people take it or leave it. Some, you know, there's always that word aggressive. That's thrown out. Tiara's aggressive. And she's and I'm like, I'm gonna aggressively come and get this money. Like that's, I don't understand.
Like that.
You want for me, like
points.
I don't know. And so I feel like the space is there. And I think that you have to, again, I have to wake up every day and say, okay, I am a marine scientist. I am a scientist. Like I am a scientist and I have to go to work. And I know that somebody's going to say something out the way. Or somebody's going to look weird. So how do I handle that? And I think there is different ways that I respond. Sometimes it's a quick snap, like, and then sometimes, you know, it's a teaching moment. Like, let's talk about, you know, why this isn't. And I think there is, you know, it just depends on really how I'm going. Like, you know, the other day I was going into a work event, you know, we all got off of work at the same time. And then we move over into this other event. And, you know, I'm come in and somebody asked me, did I work there? It was like,
you're like, did you ask everybody did they work here?
Yeah. Are you the door monitor? Like, I'm confused. Like, what's going on? So I think there's stuff like that. And so then, you know, because I didn't know, you know, who they were either. And so I think she's like, so it's the introduction. Okay, well, yeah, I'm Dr. Moore. I work here. Who are you?
Right.
You work here?
Like, that doctor, and look, I'm Dr. Moore. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So I think it's just, you know, again, like seeing that it's going to come. I think I can't take everything personally because that would be so stressful. But I think there are times where there's like, yeah, it is like a quick, like, okay, let me just introduce you and check you versus no, this is systematic. I need to say something to someone else.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be treated like this in this space at all.
I have one quote from your article, and I definitely, when I read this, I was like, okay. She said, my personality shines and my work always speaks for itself. So I've grown comfortable being a woman of color in STEM. Your personality definitely shines. I'm like, I just met you right now, and this feels like we've been knowing each other forever. And just, you're funny, like, but that's all I want people to see. Like, she's educated, she's Dr. Moore, but she is funny. Like, she's, you know, she's just unique. Like, it's not like I said, I don't want to change the stigma of when people see or hear somebody's in STEM, they're like, oh, they're nerdy, they're this, they're that. It's like, no, I'm super smart, yes, but I'm still, you know, got style and grace. I'm a fashionista. I'm gonna wear my red lipstick. I'm gonna check you, let you know I'm Dr. Moore. And I'm gonna be funny. Like I love that, and that's what I wanted to have this platform so girls can see this and be like, she's a Marine. Because I had so many girls, even when I was teaching in Indiana, they said I want to be a marine biologist or marine scientist or something. I was like, have you done anything towards? No, because I don't know anyone. You know, like have you talked to anyone? So now they look at this, they can be like, oh, and she's done this, and you know, and then we do. If you guys are listening, if you go to her article, we have all her contact information. You can email her or follow her on Instagram. But you guys can, you know, reach out to her. Then now you do know someone. Let me introduce you to marine scientists that you didn't know you knew. Now you know them. So awesome. So I like that. Great. So our next tips and advice that you would give to someone that's coming behind you, that you know, that like, how would you help them, or even talking to your younger self, what would be the tips and advice? I know, girl. Ooh. Well, yes. What would you say to them? So,
I would say you got to learn who you are, you know, first. And I think that's why it's easier for me to be Tiara the scientist, because I was Tiara before I was a scientist.
Right. You're gonna always be Tiara.
And so I think that's just it. And I feel like as I've grown as a scientist, I've gotten more comfortable, you know, in being who I am as a person and how I want to do science. And I think when you find something that you're interested in, that passion fuels you behind any type of systematic foolery that you do have to go through. And I think that's what's the most important thing, like, because you have to really want to do this, honestly. Like, if this, you know, because I mean, you wake up every day
to get doctorate, so you gotta want it.
Like, you have to want to like wake up and like go into the lab and read and like write papers and like deal with editors and deal with, you know, people that aren't the same color as you, because you know that they really don't exist at all levels. You know, doesn't matter how many people, how of us infiltrate, we always know we're this the minority in this room, you know. And so I think though, but when the passion fuels you, it's like, all right, like I'll deal with this foolishness because I'm so excited about this question. And I think, you know, I found ways to like how to do my science in my terms, and how can I do the things that I want to do. You know, how can I help the communities that are affected, like that are important to me? How can I go to the conferences and meetings that are important? And so I think that's being honest with yourself, realizing, you know, what your passions are first, and then being honest, and then being vocal. Because I feel like, you know, people will try to get you to do all types of stuff. Like, no, I'm not doing the doesn't support the vision for myself and my science, you know. So I want to go to this conference versus that one. I want to speak to these people versus those. And I think those are the decisions that you have to make to really be intentional about your science and your path and your future. So I think that's the advice, you know, to be you.
Yeah.
100%. But to also be passionate. And then I think once you're passionate about something though, like once you're passionate, once you're you, it's easy, you know, to become like flawless, to become an expert because you love it so much.
Yes.
And then so it's like, yo, like who can check you? And I feel like that's why I said that. Like now I do feel confident, you know, being myself and being a woman of color in STEM, because I am so excited about learning about my project that I'm working on, that I know doesn't matter who comes in talking to this or that about Tiara.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yeah.
And then let me go.
Sheila Bird Jackson says, so proud of you.
Hey, She.
Hey, She. Thank you, She, for tuning in. Please make sure you share this out. And guys, if you have not read Dr. Tiara's article from knowledgeandA.com, I have it in the link in the comments. And please go on to the article, read it, and leave a comment for Dr. Tiara so she knows that you read it and you support her. So make sure you do that as well. So thank you. Welcome all our viewers. All right. So this question I kind of put together because everybody always answer them kind of together. What are your future goals? And do you have any plans on like giving back? And normally we always have somewhere that we're giving back just by even just mentoring someone else or doing advisories or different things. So what are your future goals? Like, what will we see Dr. Moore doing in the future? And, you know, because we want to check back and make sure, you know, but we want to see what you have planned. And also, how do you have plans of giving back?
Yeah. So for my future goals, so I just started this postdoc position in Seattle at the University of Washington and the Nature Conservancy. And so that's like a 2-year position. And so, yeah, then I will be, going to do something else, looking for another, position or extending here. And I think for me, I have always wanted to work in like where I could be, like this, like run my own lab, or be a director of some type of nonprofit or NGO or government organization. And I think that's what I'm really passionate about. I think I am, excited about seeing how, my research and can be, used to impact the environment and, people in real time. And so I think in those spaces, we can see action. We can see, I can, like I said, I can go answer a question and then write it up to inform policy. And so I think that's really important. So that's what I definitely want to do. Have Dr. Moore's lab and have people that come in, who work with me and us answer some really, cool questions about different things that are going on in the environment. And yeah, that's what I want to do. And as far as giving back, so that is something that, I really try to do on the daily. I feel like it's so easy to get caught up in, what I have going on and what's important to me. So I think personally, I try to, like you said, mentor, young women, have students who come and work in the lab with me. I usually have lab assistants that can, get some type of class credit, or they can be paid to work in the lab. So that's very helpful. And then I also, I'm very excited about this, is that I'm planning to start this project where I will be able to bring young women of color out into the field with me when I go out and collect samples.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it's like I guess I'm calling this Women of Color, citizen science project. So I just applied for this grant through 500 Women Scientists. I'll put it out in the atmosphere. So if they see this, they should give it to me.
Yeah, we put it out there. Yeah. Give it to her.
Right.
Yeah. So then maybe, she needs like a extra hand out there that I can go, I don't know what I can do, but I just want to go. Y'all go to some cool places and I want to be part of it. So, hey, yes, come on. Give it to her.
Yeah, right. And so, so with that, though, I would, be able to start this project. And so, because I go out and collect samples all the time, and then we do have, citizen scientists who come out and help. And those are generally, people who can, have the means to. And it's not usually an opportunity that's given, to these younger women of color that, maybe don't have a parent who can like drop them off at the site, things like that, or have them, go out and do this extra activity. And so with this funding, I would be able to, take care of that, take that burden off of the parents and allow the students, the women, to come out, be in the day with me for, be out for the day in the field with me, collect these samples, have this cool experience. And then, actually get to present their research to their communities. So I think that would be really cool. And I'm excited about that project. With the funding, it will be definitely, it'll be great and it could be bigger, but, a piece, like I really want to see if I can get it going, regardless. So that's something I'm excited about.
Yeah, I get it. Well, I want to say this before. Our last question is always like your family influence. It's like I always say, this is your Oscar speech. So like if you're getting this STEMsation award, which might be coming soon, how would you, who would you say and who would you thank? But before we get to that question, I was looking at your interesting facts. And so you said you are a scientific scuba diver, but I love, okay. But the whole, what do you say about comedy now? I'm about to do a little comedy on the logo.
Oh my gosh. So everybody tells me that, I'm super funny. And so I actually did I did a stand-up show one time. It's on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
It's on YouTube. It's like, oh my God, it's like Tiara Moore presents. Hold on. I'm going to tell you. Hold on.
I'm going to type it in the comments.
Yeah, Tiara Moore presents All Elbows Matter.
Oh my God.
All Elbows Matter, Punctuated Names, and Business Crocs.
Okay, so All Elbows Matters, and then what was it?
Punctuated Names. And Business Crocs.
Business who?
Business Crocs.
Oh my God. What?
My favorite shoe is Crocs. I absolutely love Crocs. I wear Crocs to the lab. I wear Crocs everywhere.
We want to check your black card. Now, are you sure you're black?
Oh boy, I cannot believe you. I'm so Crocs are it. Crocs are for everybody. Crocs are for
everybody. You the doctor. I'm gonna believe you. Doctor shows. You got your own line of doctor. Your Crocs.
Dr. Crocs. Dr. Crocs.
I think I got it right. I forgot to say it's on YouTube. So it's Tiara Moore presents All Elbows Matters, Punctuated Names in Business Crocs. So if you guys have a chance to look that up, how well did you do? Like, how well did you do?
I mean, I got good feedback. I would
do it again.
I think I would. I think I've been like collecting material with there's so much foolishness that goes on in my everyday life. You don't even know.
I bet. And I mean, you're so funny. Like, I think you would be great. So, keep that, I would definitely support it. Jasmine, let me put her comment on there. Jasmine said she got my son addicted to Crocs. She's turning us, y'all. She's turning us.
Once you put on Crocs,
she can't put on Crocs.
Once you put on Crocs and realize it's unnecessary for you to bend down to put on your shoe, honey, you know how much time that saves?
But I mean, like, is it really like, is there a problem where you can't?
And it's comfortable. And it's comfortable.
Yeah, I'm comfortable now. Do you even put the little jewels inside the top of them? Or you wanted them to have like decorated?
I have one pair. I just have one pair that has this. And they were for graduation. So they say like class of 2019. I didn't wear them to graduation.
You come with these. Hey, but like you said, your personality shine. You can rock them and get away with it. So I definitely believe it. Like, you're gonna make it stylish. And like I said, yes, that is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so you ready for your Oscar speech?
Okay,
so this is your family influence, who inspired you, and who you want to thank. And it can be mentors, advisors, doesn't have to be just family. So this is your time.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's see, how does this start? I was thinking about this question. So my family, so I was raised, by my grandmother. So I'm super grateful, for her and for just, she is an interesting character for sure. But I'm still, grateful for her, and I love her from the bottom of my heart. And so, I was raised with two aunts that are younger than me, and I have one that's right above me. And so we're definitely a house filled with women, in a single parent household. And I think, for me, it was a lot, it was, it was stressful, and there was a lot that was always going on. And I think in that, though, I started like reading, and in that drama and just family craziness, I escaped into books kind of. And so I think that really, helped me to be who I am now, because I read a lot, and I did a lot of, self reflection in those books. And I don't know, I lived in the fantasy land sometimes. And so I think, they talk about like, harsh like childhoods and how it's so hard to, come up from that. But I think there's always triumph in trauma. And so, I think that my family, relationship has been something that I've struggled with, but I think I have felt a lot of support from them, recently. Definitely. I felt that it's so crazy how, like life cannot be, what you imagine. And I think for me, I was like, I kind of like, got away from home. Like, I had to get out of Greenwood. Like, that wasn't, going to be my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, there's space, there's like, distance, because, I'm not coming home for Christmas. I'm not coming home, for Thanksgiving. And so, but I am grateful that, my family still understood that. And they still, when it's time for me to graduate, they were there, and it was time for me. So I think I'm grateful, for my family in that manner. And, I'm grateful for my relationship that I do have, with my mom. I said I was raised with my grandmother. But I do have a relationship with my mom now, and I'm grateful for that, and her support. Yeah, her support that I have, and that I can, call her. And I think it's almost as, in education, like as I'm learning in school, I'm learning more about myself, and like how to be a person, and how to have relationships, and how to talk to people, and how to just live and accept people and forgive and all that. And so I think, when I started my educational career to where it is now, it's completely different. And I'm definitely, super grateful for that. I think the support that I lean on day to day is definitely through friendships that I have. One more really important is my best friend Mandy, and she better be watching, but I haven't seen her comment.
I haven't seen Mandy's.
I'm very upset.
I'm gonna say, hey, Mandy.
But Mandy, oh my gosh, she's my line sister. You know, we're deltas. If anyone hadn't guessed yet, we're deltas. And so, yeah, I talk to Mandy every day. Probably like we talk so long, like it was like, okay, it's time to go to sleep now. But she's just super supportive. I think, you know, like when you find someone who truly accepts you for who you are, like just, you know, like there's nothing that, you know, I couldn't do, I would say, and that would cause Mandy to be upset with me. So I'm super grateful for that friendship. I'm grateful for just her just continuing, you know, to just be in my life and to just think about my life. And yeah, just the rest, I feel like, you know, all of my line sisters definitely support me. We have a group, you know, whenever I put something in there, probably everybody who commented on the post is one of my line sisters or a sorority sister.
Awesome. Hey guys.
Yeah. All of the deltas, I definitely love all of my sorors. Xi Beta represent, shout out our chapter at Winthrop. And I think, you know, people who've been in my life forever. So, actually, so Sheila, she commented, man, like Sheila, that's my heart. So definitely when I was growing up, she's my best friend's mom, my best friend Jasmine. And I don't know, I was thinking I was trying to save her for last, but I met Jazz when I was in kindergarten, and we were, we were friends up like just forever. And but she actually got sick and she had Crohn's disease. And she was sick for a while. But, you know, Jazz was super resilient and she always got better. Like she was, you know, a fighter. And so it didn't matter that she had, you know, this sickness. Like we were always together. Like, you know, we went to undergrad together. We did all that. She met her husband in undergrad, but, you know, she did get sick again and was unable to finish. And so I felt like throughout my journey, like I've done a lot of this for Jazz because she always supported me, you know, through like ever since I met her. And, you know, 3 years ago, I was in her wedding. Like I stood beside her at her wedding, you know, and it was just a great moment. And then, 2 years ago though, she passed. And,
I'm so sorry.
You know, that was the most heartbreaking thing. And for me, it was right before my right before, you know, I was about to defend my PhD. So you have like different levels where you have to do like, you know, a written defense and an oral defense. And my oral defense was in October of 2017 and Jazz passed in August.
Aww.
And, you know, that took me out. You know, and it was like,
Sheila says, long live Jazz. # long live Jazz. So we go. And then Loretta says, hello, Soror. So I love you. Gotta get her back smiling. We go, you know, it's okay though, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, she definitely was proud of you. You have definitely made her and all your family and line sisters and Sorors all I'm proud because you are definitely an inspiration and you are STEMsation, of course. But we just thank you so much. That is so awesome. So
yeah, thank you, Jazz. And that's what I was saying. So Sheila is Jazz's mom. So like me, like I feel like I try to like I call her now, like and talk like, hey girl, what's up? So I love them both definitely. So that was definitely, you know, my thank yous, my family, to them specifically, my sorors, everyone else in my life who has done, you know, something that says like, hey, Tiara, like, I love you. I support you. Keep being crazy. Keep doing science. You know, all those people out there. Definitely, my mentors that I've had in science as well. I'm super grateful and appreciative. And I wouldn't be here without y'all.
No, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And it's as soon as I talked to you, it was all about laughter and joy. And then even in your pain that I know that you, like you said, you turned that into fuel. And so I just want to congratulate you because that is definitely something hard, but that's just truly embodies who you are. You're definitely a survivor, you're a fighter, and you're going to make it. Like you just said it easy, like, oh, I decided to go get my PhD. Like it was nothing. So I know anything that you put your mind to it, you're going to succeed in it. And I am so proud to just have an honor that you allowed us to tell your story and to share this time with you. So thank you once again. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, for inviting me. I was like, oh wow, sure. This is so exciting. So thank you so much for even like for doing this work. Like it's so needed and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And so I just want to tell our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I mean, Dr. Moore is amazing. It's so funny. I was about to put a poll up about should she do comedy. Then she started talking and getting teary-eyed. I said, well, that poll is not it's not gonna work now. But I think we should do, in our spare time, definitely pursue your comedy because you are definitely funny. And I would love to watch you on TV and stuff. So just, you can do both. So, just be out there. Like you can do both. And so we just want to thank you guys. If this is your first time watching us, this is STEMsation Spotlight. We're here every Sunday at 6. Highlight is normally 2, but it's normally 2, but it was one amazing STEMsation. She didn't need anyone because she was the show all by herself. And so that's how I wanted it. And I thank you guys for tuning in. You can find her article in the comments. Like I said, please go read her article. Leave her some great comments so she knows that you're proud and, you support her. And then also share out the article, share out this video because we want to bless as many people as we can, especially young girls. Like I said, they need to hear this. They need to see a face. This is a marine scientist with her PhD. So Dr. Moore. So you guys need to see that. So please share this out. I just want to thank you guys. We're going to close the show out. We know it's Sunday night. Everybody got to get ready for this week. But we want everyone to have a STEMsational week. Please check out nylandjanae.com. We have articles. We have books for kids. We're starting some new services that we're excited about. So stay tuned and listen to those in the coming weeks that we can't wait to share with you guys. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a good night. We're going to sign out. Tiara, you stay on, but I'm going to sign out from everyone.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you, guys. Thank you.